Hi again then guys, and welcome to another version 2.0 tune of one of my existing tunes. This is faster, of course, and this is the second in a line of updated and significantly faster Le Mans prototype tunes that will be coming out on my channel every morning from now for pretty much the next 2 weeks. So today we've got a hugely popular tune, and I know a lot of you guys have wanted for a long time for a faster version of this car. It's the widely loved Toyota Minolta. So you want your racing soft tyres, of course. For the brake balance, I've just increased the front up to 6. You don't have to do that though. For the ride height, you want your rear on 50, front on 70. Springs we've got on 15, front and rear. For the dampers on compression, we've got 1, extension 3, anti-roll on 1, camber and toe neutral. Now incidentally, for those who are less familiar with tuning or new to the channel, this is not a track tune. This is purely for Special Stage Route X or Special Stage Route 7. So don't expect this to turn corners very well. Now for the gearbox, I believe I did the gearbox flip at 4,000 on this one. So basically what that means is you want to take your auto setting up to 298, then bring your final drive to, I believe it was 4, like I said, it may have been 4.5, but I believe it was 4. Then come back up to your auto setting, click it down and up a peg, and then that will allow you to reach these individual gears of 3.3, 2, 1.4, 1050, 825 and 625 with a final drive of 3.8. For the diff, low initial torque of course, high acceleration and low braking. You want your high RPM turbo and your downforce set to a minimum. Traction control you definitely want turned off with every car, not just this one. So my existing tune for this particular model did 280 miles per hour under its own power. This one now does 290 under its own power, so a significant increase. Now as far as draft potential, this tune, yesterday's tune as well for the Peugeot 908, and also the majority of the tunes that I'll be bringing out for the Le Mans prototypes over the next couple of weeks, are not necessarily high-speed drafting tunes. They don't have very much draft potential. So in other words, that means they top out very quickly if you're new to the channel. But basically, if you need these cars to draft up to say 310, 320, etc., which they can do, they do have enough power to do that, then you will want to extend the final drive even lower than 3.8, say 3.5 for instance, or even lower than that, depending on how fast you need it to go. Now in the case of this one, the drafting potential is pretty good. You've got around 500 or 600 RPM of draft potential, which is similar to the Peugeot yesterday, perhaps a little bit more. And it's a pretty quick car. I mean, everyone knows the Minolta's quick. It's not quite as dominating as it used to be on GranTurismo. It's still a very fast car. But up until, say, GranTurismo 5, it was a really dominating machine, whereas now with the Pascalo hybrid and etc., the Audi R10, that kind of thing, not so much. So, 290 on its own, as I said. If you do decide to extend the final drive for more draft potential, obviously you will lose some cruising speed on your own. Now incidentally, as you saw then, I did hit the wall with this car because the handling does become very stiff on this model. Now you can lower the front by 10mm, which does improve the handling quite a bit, but it's not quite as strong top end if you do that. So as always, you have to decide what you need from the car as to how you specifically want to set it up. But the car certainly has the potential to go very quick around this track. Even though I hit the wall, you can take the corner without hitting the wall even in its current state. But like I said, it just depends what you need from the tune really. And it also makes a pretty good drag tune as far as racing cars go, because it's one of the more powerful models. So, if you decide to use this tune, obviously I hope you find it fun and of course competitive. And if you're new to the channel, or just found this particular setup helpful in general and you'd like more like this, feel free to subscribe. I put out new tunes like this every day. And as always, thanks for watching.